CHANDELIER, chandelier. When I first came across this word, I remember perhaps I was in college, hmm, and I came across this word for the very first time, chandelier. I like this word indeed. Hmm. Chandelier is, a huge assembly of lamps, a structure of lamp which is kept hanging over the ceiling. Chandelier. A large round frame with branches that hold lights and candles. Chandeliers are decorated with many small pieces of glass and hang from the ceiling. This was a really fascinating word for me, chandelier, and I have used this word several times uh, in my speech also. Okay, today I'm going to focus upon a very simple word which we have been used to speaking from the time we didn't even know about the language. This word change, change. I need a change in my life, I need some change. I've been working so hard over a period of time. I need to go out somewhere. I need a change. I need a small change, boss. I don't want to be stuck in groove. I want a change in my ladder of growth. Things have been so strict and rigid over here. I'm fed up of this insipid taste of particular kind of recipes. I want a little change. I've eaten lots and lots of non-veg. I need some change. I've been on vegetarian diet for a period of time because it has been prescribed by medical practitioners or whatever. So I need a change. That way we speak several times. Change, change, change. Okay. So change is what I want to shift from one place to another. I want to shift my taste from one to another. So, but we're going to change. We're going to discuss this word in terms of idioms. Now, change horses. Uh, change horses in midstream to change to a different or new activity while you are in the middle of something else, to change from supporting one person or thing to another. Changing horses in midstream. uh, English is a very difficult language indeed. If we speak this way, or if we happen to hear someone who has accomplished a great deal of vocabulary, a great deal of idioms, phrases, sentence constructions. So you have got to. This is my exercise. I am studying for my satisfaction. Indeed, if someone happens to watch this video, I am sure even that person will benefit out of it because I am not here only for dancing on the hilltop. I am not here only to smile, sing songs. Yes, no, because I have to do something for the betterment of the society. Yes, so YouTube has given me a chance to perform and I am studying for myself. But if someone happens to be here to watch my performance, if someone happens to watch it even after YouTube has recorded and offered to me, yet that person should benefit out of it. Yes, because somewhere or other I will get blessings of that person, individual blessings, because he would something to know out of this. So changing horses in the midstream. Change horses in midstream. So I'm trying to use this particular idiom, change horse in the midstream. That it means I am shifting my particular choice from one particular element to something else. Not only that, I am gonna back someone else. I am gonna support someone else. So it is the shifting of your choice related to a person or a commodity or a practice or whatever. So when you're doing this, you say, I'm changing my horses in midstream. I think this would, well, there hasn't been any additional explanation for this, but from my experience or my way of thinking, What I guess, I cannot say I am changing my horse in midstream. No, this particular idiom cannot be directly, associated with person either I or you. How can we use this sentence? Let's try to analyze which is the best situation in which we can use this sentence, like changing horses in midstream. I'm thinking, give me some time to think. This party has benefited us in several ways, in countless manners. This particular, let's talk about institution, not party, institution. This institution has helped us in various fields. Now, just because the other one looks better or rather bigger, the other one looks bigger, yeah, it looks more modified. And just because it looks more modified, it looks more glamorous, you're shifting to that particular institution. I guess I feel it's like changing horses in midstream. Huh? Means you are shifting your choice, looking at the size of that institution or looking at the ambience of that institution. Yeah. So this could prove to be dangerous. It could prove to be dangerous. Or we have lizards here. There are about one or two lizards at my home. I saw something moving from behind, so I looked at, anyway, I don't care. So, I got a reason. I got a reason to speak, to elaborate upon this idiom. Yeah. I had gone to a place, I really don't know the name of that village, but it is somewhere in Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is that where the battle between Kauravas and Pandavas were played. Kurukshetra is the place where Bhagavad Gita, the Dharma Grantha of Hindu religion was born, where Sri Krishna told his preachings to Arjuna. That's called Bhagavad Gita, where the massive, magnificent battle was played between Kauravas and Pandavas. Yes, so that is about it. That is the historical importance of it. But otherwise, I had been to Kurukshetra with my friend, and when I went there for the first time, I got a shock of my life. Ask me for why? Because in that place, people were so happy, from small children to senior citizens. They were all happy, they were all peaceful, they were all jolly. But yet I got a shock of my life. Now, if you visit a particular place where people are all happy, they are they are enjoying their life. They have got good food to eat. They have got work to do. They have their own fields. There is no reason to cry. They are all so much happy. Then why? Then why? I got a shock of my life. Any guesswork? Well, I gave you some clue. I had been to a village somewhere in the district of Kurukshetra, and I had been actually into a house built amidst the fields. Yet, yeah, let me tell you why I got a shock of my life. Because on a wall like this, yes, there were about 15 to 20 lizards, fat lizards. On a wall like this, another 50. So at any given point of time, especially in the evening at these hours, at 8 o'clock in the evening, you will find about 70 lizards in one particular room. And it was evening time when we stepped into their house. It was after sundown, after sunset, and I saw so many lizards. Oh my god, I said. I called my friend, How can we sleep here? I'm not used to this kind of atmosphere. So we slept. We of course we had a dinner over there. We spent time with them, looking at the lizards, looking at the friends, looking at the beloved friends. I spent time with them. They got to know that this person has come from metropolis, so he's not used to this kind of climate. So realizing that perhaps by their own experience, because even they must be getting people from Delhi, Mumbai, their relatives who stay in Mumbai, Delhi, and other parts of the country, or sometimes when abroad. So they know what happens with people like us, those who was born and brought up in Mumbai, Delhi, and all. We don't get to see 70 lizards, 100 lizards, 200 lizards in one particular house. That is impossible. We have one or two, like now we have two lizards. And one or two is enough. It's bearable. They come and they go. So there's hardly anything in that. But otherwise, to have 100 or 200 lizards at any given point of time, that was really, something which I could not bear. Unpleasant sight for me. That was an unpleasant sight for me, definitely. So me and my friends spent night outside. They have that cart bolte jisko cart. We slept on cart with net fixed, and we could sleep peacefully because it was village life. I was enjoying that in Kurukshetra and Punjab district, Punjab. I want to spend some time in Punjab also in village. So we already had spent time in Punjab and we're on the way to Maharashtra. So we happened to meet the auntie of my friend, in Kurukshetra. So we spent time outside. We slept nicely in the evening, and the following day we entered into the house. That time in the morning hours there were no lizards, quite surprisingly, and then we moved forward. So. Now suppose I am giving a vague example, but this particular possibility of course cannot be ruled out also. Now suppose a person, who has spent all his life in the metropolitan cities where finding 100, 200 lizards at a particular place is not possible in Mumbai, or otherwise there are reptiles also. There are various challenges and adventures related to rural life. So someone has come to a particular place in the villages in countryside to start his endeavor, mercantile something. It's growing. It's on the growing ladder indeed, because the raw material is cheap, the labor is cheap, everything is there. But just because of these adventures of countryside, if someone tries to pack it off and move elsewhere, I say you're changing the horses in the midstream. What I said, you're changing the horses in the midstream. It's not a fair thing. It's not a fair deal to change the horses in the midstream. This is because you're scared of the adventures of countryside. You are now packing everything when your business, your enterprise, your product is on the verge of crossing limits. Because people have liked your product and you have been getting support from the market. Yes, a lot of dealers, retailers are approaching you, and now suppose you get tired, you get sick of the what do you call the challenges related to countryside. You try to shift your choice from the rural side back to metropolitan city, and again you want to break your head against the walls, closed walls of metropolis, because there is tremendous competition, and to buy a land is impossible, and to have costly labor is again headache. But then you are fed up of the challenges of the rural life and you are shifting when everything is when everything is in order, going on in order. So I can say this is an approach of changing the horses in midair. When everything is fine, everything is in your hand, everything is in favor of you, you are moving. Okay, so I got a chance to speak this sentence. Yeah, next sentence I would speak. Change your tune. It's informal. Informal and formal. There are certain words, there are certain constructions which are good only for the formal speech or formal writing. Okay, but there are others also. There are other types of sentences which can be used informally, means in friends, and of course with friends, because when it comes to relatives, you have to be really particular, you have to be sensible enough while speaking to relatives, because if they happen to be as old as your parents, or perhaps your grandparents, then you have to think and speak. But when it comes to speaking with your friends, you can have informal talks. Formal is official, informal is unofficial, unofficial talks. I mean what? Unofficial means it's not something that is prohibited, or but slang language. You can use slang language. Even this word, is a fantastic word. I first came to know about this word SLA, slang. Slang means what? A language which can be used in your friend circle. Yes, slang language. So this sentence is gonna be informal. Okay, change your tunes. To express a different opinion or behave in a different way when your situation changes. Your situation has changed now. So you are going to speak a different language. Now let's try to understand. Change, change your tune. Change your tune. Or you can say change my tune also. Okay. You don't have. There hasn't been a hard and fast rule. If it's change your tune, you have to speak change your tunes only. You don't have right to say change my tune. Who said so? Who said so? And something has been given to us, but we can always modify that. You can always modify that. So I always try to modify. Change your tunes means what? You are changing your opinion based on the change in the environment, change in your workplace, change in your behavior. My behavioral patterns are there. Of course, my behavior can change. If I shift from countryside, if I shift from, now let's take another reverse manner. I am shifting from countryside to metropolis. Means my childhood, right from childhood, I am into countryside. I was born and brought up in countryside. I did my schooling as well as my graduation from countryside, and I got a job. I got some opening in the metropolitan city. Right? So, can I behave the way I used to behave when I was in the lap of nature, amidst all mountains? Yes. It was different thing, I could walk in certain manner, I could speak in certain manner, I could behave in certain manner, because why? In that countryside, in that particular village, it was acceptable, because the majority of the people used to behave like that, speak like that. Yes, I am not offending, I am not abusing, I am just telling that when we step out from the countryside to metropolitan cities, the environment changes significantly, completely. It so happens if a person cannot cope up with the change in the environment, if he does not change his tunes as per the requirement of the metropolitan culture, then the person will be sent back to the countryside without realizing the effect. From how it started, they will be forced to the countryside, back to the countryside, because when you spend time in metropolitan cities, you have to have metropolitan mind setup. Yes. So you got to change your tunes. You got to change your tunes means what? You have to adapt yourself with the requirements, responsibilities and basically the behavioral patterns. You have got to bring out substantial change in your behavioral patterns. Yes, you don't have to wear extremely costly clothes. You have to walk in an artificial gait. No, it is not required. You can be as simple as you were when you used to live in village, but change your thinking. Your way of thinking has to change. Yes, I am supposed to present myself in this manner. Okay, I would certainly present myself in this manner. If this particular thing is not acceptable, which was acceptable, which was not questionable in my countryside, it was not objectionable, it was not questionable, but it is here in this soil, in this town, in this city. If it is objectionable, then I have to accept it. I must not fight with the people. Why are you saying so? So basically, every particular resistance or every particular obstacle should be taken in a positive manner to learn something out of it, to gain something out of it. If you do this, then you're changing your tunes. You're changing your tunes means what? You're changing your opinions, you're changing your principles with the change in the environment, because that is absolutely essential, without which you cannot survive. Change your ways to start to live or behave in a different way from before. Again, similar, change your ways. Okay, this is a very simple way. I have to change my way. Sorry, I haven't had any option but to change my way. Change my way means what? Suppose I was very much compatible with a particular group of my friends, but then they started, consuming a lot of liquor, their attention diverted from the positive energies to the negative patterns of energies, Then I said, I have to change my way, That means what? I can say I would look for decent people, decent crowd, who would teach me something, from whom I can gain something, which would help me to climb my professional ladder. Yes, as a person, yes, indeed, as a person, I always concentrate upon the growth of my personal ladder. Even if it is slow, it's all right. Even if it is slow, it's all right. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. So even if the growth is slow, it's all right. But at least I should have been marching forward. My movement should be forward and it shouldn't be backward. This is the reason why I have chosen this. This is a new method, and I'm gonna continue to have live streamings like this, because this country of mine, India, has given me so much. I was born in India. I'm an Indian person. I was born in India. I have got good education in school, in colleges. I got a chance to work at several Indian airports. And so, quite unfortunately, I don't have, classroom. I cannot buy a shop. I cannot rent a shop. And this is the reason why I'm not getting students, to start my academy. But it's all right. Just because I don't have a shop, that doesn't mean I'm useless. Because YouTube has given me a platform to speak, so I would speak. My grandfather used to always say, you have got to repay. You got to repay the debts of the society. In what way? The doctors are working in the medical field, the nurses are working in the medical field, they take good care of the patients. Now I don't belong to medical field. I am not a doctor. I am not a brother. Brother means what? A lady who is doing nursing duty is called as sister, and a man who does nursing duty is called as a brother. Brother and sister. So I'm not a brother. I don't have any knowledge about the medical field. Medical field is a very noble field. Yes, indeed. Of course, there have been certain untoward incidents that occur over there, but it is mostly considered to be a noble field. Yes, because I believe, I know from what I have been told that when these medical students appear for their first year, they have to first take the oath, huh, of the field, of the profession, that they will always work for the noble cause, and taking into account, realizing the noble essentialities of this particularly noble profession, they would go out of their way to help the needy patients without ever thinking from the monetary monetary point of view, indeed. Okay, so this is the noble profession, where every person associated with this profession has to know that he or she is dealing with a noble profession. Now, what else we can do to repay the debts of society? Well, entertainment is a great thing. I can dance to entertain people, I can sing to entertain people, I can do so many things, to entertain people. But will that satisfy my heart? I have entertained people. Yes, indeed. They were in depression. They watched my performance for some time. They felt very happy. Hmm? But is that a solution really? What I have achieved? I have to repay the debts of the society. This is what I am doing. I am actually repaying. I am repaying to the nature. For taking a great amount of care of me ever since I was born. So it is a repayment process. So I hope people don't put any obstacles in this live streaming, at least, because I know when I dance I have to fight against obstacles, when I sing I have to fight against obstacles, when I act I have to fight against obstacles, because that is entertainment. And entertainment, it's all right. I will go on crossing fences one after another. Of course, that is also my prime requirement to be an entertainer. Yes, I want to be known as a good actor, good singer, and good artist also. And I'm trying to improve my performance. But when it comes to repay the debts of society, I think that is not sufficient enough. So I'm thinking of some other platform. On the same platform, I'm trying to find out. I'm just, I can say in other words, I'm trying to shift from one track to another. Like one track is of entertainment, second is of enlightenment. Okay, so I'm entitled to enlightenment. So what is my prime responsibility to make someone understand things in a better way? Because if I have slogged, I have exploited myself to learn something, so it's now right time to go on imparting it, because the more I impart, the more I would learn. I always say, if you want to learn something, you can learn it by learning yourself. But if you really want to learn something in a faster manner, in a better manner, in a permanent manner, then you start teaching it. Because when you learn something, you learn it for once, but when you teach something, you learn it 4 times by spending your energies only for once. Okay, that is the logic behind it. So now next sentence is what? Well, I'm going randomly. I will take random words, because this is not our what do you call, English speaking classes, because I'm enjoying also at the same time. CO double F double E, coffee. I prefer coffee to tea. When I say so, there is a reason behind. Why? Because flood people prefer coffee to tea. This is not my classroom, guys. If it were my classroom, I wouldn't have been half glad, I wouldn't have sat like this. It's not my classroom, okay? Please don't misunderstand me. This is not a classroom. This is not English speaking course. Indeed, I am acting also. Yes, if it were a classroom, I would have worn decent clothes. Yes, but I am doing something. I am learning something for myself. This is purely an exercise done for me because there hasn't been any viewer. What I guess, if you after YouTube uploads it, if someone finds it interesting, then by going through this video he would definitely get something or other. How much it would benefit that person, I really don't know. Neither I want to comment upon it because I leave it to him. I leave it to him or I leave it to her. But this is not a classroom. I am learning myself. I am passing my own time, by sitting at home, having nothing to do. All negative thoughts will come into my mind. So I'm basically, I want to I want to ward off the negativity from my mind, and I want to instill my mind with positive energies, confidence. For tomorrow, if I get a chance to conduct a lecture in the university, I wouldn't go like this. I know, I wouldn't go like this to university. I know that much. Yes, indeed. But if I get a chance to stand in front of students, about 500 students or 1,000 students, I will pray. I will go with a full sleeve shirt, trousers, a tie. Perhaps I have blazer. I will hold my blazer in my arm. Of course, I will have my polished shoes also, and I will present that way in a very very hardcore professional manner. I will present myself. I know that much. I know. I have spent 16 years working at international airport, so I know how to present myself professionally also. It doesn't take long. I can change my way very fast. So, but right now I don't have any compulsion as far as dress code is concerned. I am very much sitting at my home in a relaxed position, but mind is not relaxed. My body is relaxed. My mind is not relaxed because I am trying to dig into a subject of language learning. So coffee. The roasted seeds. Coffee means the roasted seeds. Okay, the roasted seeds called coffee beans. Coffee beans of a tropical bush. It's basically a tropical bush. Tropic. In India also we have a coffee plantation in Darjeeling, in Kurg, and some other places in Tamil Nadu also. There are a lot of coffee plantations. What is the difference between coffee plantation? Can we have coffee plantation on a plain land? No, of course not. You have to have coffee or tea plantation on the slope of the mountains. Why? I don't know. I will have to find it out. After finding out, I perhaps can have a lecture dedicated to coffee plantation or tea plantation. But I know the villagers, especially lady villagers, they hang a sack on their back. They hang it on their head, and the sack falls behind their back. And with both the hands they pick up the coffee seeds and throw it like into their sack like this. Okay, tea leaves this way. This way they go on doing it. That is what they remove. They plug the tea leaves or coffee seed. This how both with both the hands they do it. Okay, I'm holding a mobile in the other hand, so I can't show it, but they have the same movement of both the hands. Okay, and they do it on the coffee plantation on the slope of mountain. It's this side is worth watching. If you happen to visit Darjeeling, Kurg in Karnataka, or even Tamil Nadu and all, you will get to see this particular plantation. So coffee. Uh, There's a word called decaffeinated. Decaffeinated instant coffee. Ground coffee, real coffee. Yes. A jar of coffee. A jar of coffee. A jar of coffee. A jar of coffee, a blend of Brazilian and Colombian coffee. A blend of Brazilian and Colombian coffee. Two types of coffee are available, which is Brazilian coffee and Colombian. So it's a blend of both of them. Perhaps it would taste great. I don't know. I can't talk about it. I never got chance to visit these countries. You know, so it's unfair to talk about the environment which you have not ever encountered with. So coffee ice cream, a hot drink made from coffee powder and boiling water. A hot drink made from coffee powder and boiling water. That's the coffee. It's basically hot water and we pour in coffee powder. I don't have this coffee in hot water. I basically love to have coffee in milk. I don't have it in hot water. I have it in milk. That way, it gives a great taste, and moreover, I would definitely want to have it in an earthen pot. That too, earthen pot should be not the one which is in which can be considered as a regular crockery item. No, indeed. It should be roughly made, like how in village potters make the pots and all. So imagine a potter has made a pot, a small pot, and has applied the necessary coating, the necessary alloys he has applied. And that is good enough to make it usable for consumption purposes. You can have milk, water, tea, coffee, whatever. So he has applied the necessary material, and that is sufficient enough. There hasn't been any decorative coating. It is not required. There hasn't been any designs also. So I prefer to have such kind of pots, which have come from the primary taste. From primary taste, or primary taste means what? Not taste. Okay. Taste, like there are 1, 2, 3 phases. Primary phase, I would say, a pot which has just come out of the primary phase, which has made it usable, for drinking purposes, to have some beverages from it. So it has passed the primary phase, means it is sufficient enough, it is good enough to use it to drink beverages. Yes, but from the decoration point of view or presentation point of view, there hasn't been anything done. There hasn't been anything done upon it. Okay, so I love to have coffee from this kind of pots. To describe this particular pot, it was so difficult for me because I have used more than 20 sentences. Some people would think, look at this foolish person, to just describe one pot he has been talking in length. Because I'm talking in length just to improve my vocabulary and improve my way of speaking. Okay, the more I speak, the better it is for me. Indeed, the lesser I speak, if I limit my scope of speech, then I'm limiting or I'm restricting my imagination. Yes, indeed. Because when you're speaking, you have to imagine several things. The words have to flow in your mind one after another. So if you get used to speaking in length, long speeches, then it's possible. There are some people who love to have shortcut presentations. I was told when I was, Amit, you talk so much. You talk more than required. You speak in short form. Yes, I don't have time to read your long messages. Okay. You don't have time to read my long messages. I will use short form. But when it comes to whole live streaming, or when it comes to conducting a lecture, I will definitely talk in length, because that is for me to develop myself, and that is for the students to develop themselves. Indeed, so I would definitely speak more than required. If you really cannot bear it, if it's so unbearable, you can't endure it, then the exit is open for you. Indeed, there is a way to enter and there's a way to exit also. Okay, that way it is quite obvious, because if they don't allow you to speak, then it's better you continue to speak, but let them shift from them, let them change their way. Yeah, But you don't change your way in this scenario. You stick to your own principles because you're learning by speaking more and you're practicing that particular method of speech. I haven't by hearted anything. I don't have anything in my mind. I randomly open any page and I speak in length. Why? Because I'm developing my standard of speaking, because I really long for an opportunity where I'll get a chance to speak to people on a stage. So let's come back to coffee. Black coffee, white coffee. What else are there? Is coffee bar, coffee break, coffee break. A short period of rest when you stop working and drink coffee to have a coffee break. Maybe go for a coffee break. Jack, are you coming with me for a coffee break? Cynthia, how about coming with me on a coffee break? Yes, sir. I'm all set. Let's go because I'm tired. I've been sitting here ever since I came at 11 o'clock. Now it's almost 2 o'clock. It's time for lunch. But I'm thinking of skipping my lunch because I had a heavy breakfast and I'm feeling heavy in my stomach. So I think your idea is good. Let's go for a coffee break. Yeah, please come. Let's go. That way. COFFER, coffer. A large strong box used in the past for storing money or valuable objects. Also, coffers, a way of referring to the money that the government or an organization, etc., has available to spend. The nation's coffers are empty. Okay. Coffer, COFFER, coffer. Coffer means what? In previous times, in historical times and all, they used to have a huge box where they used to store money. But against this word, there hasn't been a note that historical. Whenever you come across this mark historical, that means the uses of this particular word is restricted only to refer to historical events, historical literature, historical explanations indeed. If at all you find this note that historical, historical against any word, I wouldn't use that word in my normal day-to-day routine language. No, I wouldn't use it here. Coffer is a word which was used for a box, money box. But since there is no historical remark on it, we can use it. Okay, I don't mind using it. I just happened to be in a showroom, and at the corner there was a huge coffer lying. Coffer. But tell me, how many people know this word coffer? Everyone is a chauffeur, a chauffeur-driven car. I'm waiting for my chauffeur. But coffer, how many people know that? But yet I have to use this word coffer. How would I use it to make people understand in a better way? I was standing near the coffer. I happened to visit a jewelry shop, an old jewelry shop in my town, and I was just standing by the coffer, not with the intention, to break the lock, and steal some money out of it. No, please. I happened to visit an old jewelry shop in the in the olden side of my town, in the old side of town. Okay, or the moderate side of my town. There's one which is the modified town side, hi-fi side of town, and second is a moderate side of my town. You don't say backward or something, a moderate. To the moderate side of my town I had been, and I happened to visit an old jewelry shop, and I was standing by a huge coffer. I mean to say a huge money box, a huge box where they save money. That way I would give explanation. So whenever I use difficult word also, I say I mean so and so. I use that word, but then I say I mean so and so. So the person understand what I mean to say, because I never want to, prove my talents at the cost of someone's, failure of understanding. I don't want to be successful at the cost of someone's failure. Indeed, if even if it's a success, I'm successful. The person who is defeated should learn out of it, and so that he also succeeds in his life. Your success should not block someone's imagination. Yes, in fact, your success should inspire someone to discover his or her potentials, and so that even he or she can lead a successful life. A person who is a liberal person like me, open-minded person like me, who doesn't believe in reservations and castes and communities and religions and all. Okay, a person who is as transparent as a water, a person who flows as fast as a waterfall, whose nature is like a waterfall. I am like a waterfall. Always tell, I am like a waterfall. My duty is to go on flowing from one place to another. I don't store anything within myself. I just go on offering. That's why I'm a waterfall. I'm a water. If you want to relate if you want to relate me to something else, to any natural body, please relate me to waterfall. Don't relate me to any reservoir, a lake, river. I'm a waterfall. I just go on flowing, 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 flowing. That way, I come across so many people. I come across several behavioral patterns, psychological issues. I have got a chance, to look at the other side of the society, where there are some people who are distressed, depressed, and they look at me in anticipation that I can be helpful to them. So I will use all my potentials to help the society. This particular live streaming is to help the society, in whichever possible manner. I really don't know what I have spoken for 47 minutes and 34 seconds. Indeed, I have been speaking. I don't generally go to watch what I have said, to hear what I have said. It's offered to the society. I move ahead. I'm a waterfall. I relate myself to waterfall. The waterfall doesn't come back to the same point. The water that gushes out never returns back to the origin. No, it goes out. It goes out. The stream is so. Or suppose I'm a waterfall. I'm a waterfall, but the water has to flow. It has to flow to the benefit of the society. Wherever it goes, I don't know where the water goes. I'm a waterfall, the water flows. Where it goes, I don't know. If someone uses it for drinking purpose, if someone uses it for cleansing purpose, if someone uses it to add poison into it and to have destruction, it's up to them. I don't know what is it all about. My duty is to offer pure water because I am waterfall. Yes. What happens with that water once it goes away from me? I don't know. I don't want to see, nor I can ever get a chance to know what has happened. So my duty is to offer like a waterfall. What happens with it? I really don't care. After this coffer, there is a word which I wouldn't want to say. Yes, if you happen to visit dictionary, you will come to know. But I don't want to use this word. Never mind. Let's take this word coincidental. Very nice word. Coincidental, something which happens with coincidence. I was walking on the street, window shopping. Of course, I don't have money for shopping, so I generally go window shopping. Yes, because uh, that looking at the costly items, extravagant items, I feel pity on myself that, oh, I don't have money to buy these costly apparels. I don't have money to eat the what pizzas, burgers, and what sizzlers and all. No, 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 no. I'm very much happy. My most favorite dish is medu vada, and it's manageable for me. I can have medu vada. If I get good cotton shirt and comfortable trousers, I'm very much comfortable with them. So, and even if I get some comfortable shoes, where I don't suffer, I'm really happy. I'm glad. I'm super glad. Okay, my basic requirements are less. Requirements are less. This chain I'm wearing, I got this chain for 50 rupees. Only 50 rupees. Okay. Well, I was coming from corporation side. Okay. Okay. I saw a street vendor selling these things. I liked it. I got only 50 rupees. It's not very costly. But I like it. I love it. I always wear this cap is also for about 7 to 8 rupees. See, it is all dark. I've been using it over a year. But I continue to use it. I don't have any complaints against the what do you call circumstances. I learn to accept them. Of course, I'm fighting against them, but just because the result is not coming, it's not that I want to change my horses in midstream. Yeah, I don't want to change my horse in the midstream. It's going on. I am on a progressive ladder. It's happening. I'm happy with it. Only 290 subscribers. I don't get good support. I said in the evening also when I was on the hilltop, yes, because I don't have any caste backup. If I belong to ABC caste, I would have got lots and lots of subscribers. My channel would have got monetized within 10 videos, first 10 videos. If I belong to XYZ, same thing would have happened. But I don't belong to our caste. I don't want to take the names of the caste because I myself don't believe in the caste system. Indeed, I have a liberal mindset. I have a liberal way of thinking. I have a liberal way of behavioral patterns. I don't believe in caste system. Absolutely not. But quite unfortunately, the circumstances are not so. People are trapped in caste system. They want to promote their own caste people, and it is the fact. It is the fact. It is the fact which cannot be ignored because I am the victim of caste system. I am the victim of caste system just because our caste is the smallest caste in a community, not even known to the majority. So, on what basis I can promote my ladder? This is the reason why, despite having created almost 1200 videos, my channel is not growing because I don't have caste backup. And those, unfortunately, who are into quality, they are ignoring my efforts. Some of them have the audacity, to hack my phones, play tricks with my devices, to block my progress. I am doing something on my own, something else happens on my mobile phone. I am trying to put one inset in my particular assignment, some other inset gets inserted. I'm trying to put, I've chosen one font, some other font gets chosen. I'm trying to assign, a particular design, a particular manner, straight manner, the way it is, and slant occurs, My pictures, I'm telling you, it happens on Insta. When I choose, I taken my pic as a primary pic and I take someone else's pic as inset. Inset means whatever I'm adding on my particular background. Okay, it changes its shape. It gets into elongated manner. I have chosen, suppose I have chosen a pic of a model, and over that I am trying to put my pic as an inset. Then I have chosen the way it is, but it gets elongated. It gets elongated. So this is happening with me. I accept it. I accept it. Why? Because I don't have any strong backup. how long it will go on? How long it will go on? God is watching everything. Hmm? God is watching everything. Whatever they do with me, that is bound to happen in their own work also. If they make me suffer, God will make them suffer because everything comes back. I don't believe in karma because if at all I have to think about karma, I would think of my own karmas, where I made mistakes, how I made blunders. I don't look at others' mistakes, I don't look at others' blunders. But when someone spoils my quality, it becomes really unbearable, and I open my mouth because I am not looking at you. I'm not interfering in your work. I don't even have time to think about you. Despite it, if you try to dilute my quality deliberately, despite this, if you try to tarnish my image in whatever possible manner, then I leave it to the God, the supranational power. Hmm? I ask for justice to the God. Okay, with this, I would end this live streaming. I have a plan to start another live streaming at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, it may go on, or perhaps I would start at 1:30 in the night. It may go on till 3 o'clock. I have a plan. So until then, I take your leave. Thank you, YouTube, for giving me platform to perform. Sorry for my dress code. This is not an English speaking class. This is not a spoken English class. I am not training anybody. I am training myself. I am training myself. If someone happens to watch it after it is recorded, it is for the benefit of that person. Again, I say, whoever is watching, whoever is listening, please forgive me because I am not your trainer, I am not your teacher. I am a person right now who is studying for myself. I'm trying to improve myself. This is a live streaming for self empowerment, self improvement. Okay, so please forgive me for my dress code. I am finding myself extremely comfortable in this particular attire, because summer is creeping in. Summer has already set in. It becomes very humid to wear shirt and tie and all. When there hasn't been any viewer, if I had 1,000 viewers, of course, I would have thought of presenting myself in a different style. But I have a zero viewer. And I don't get zero views. I get zero views. Sorry, I don't get any views or I get zero views. So why should I think from the point of view of appearance, my dress code and all? I have zero viewer. I have right now. There hasn't been anybody. After it is recorded, also there's gonna be no one. There's gonna be no one. There's gonna be no one. There is gonna be no one. There's going to be no one. There's gonna be no one. There's gonna be no one to watch it. So why should I think from the point of view of my dress code? When there isn't gonna be anyone, there isn't going to be anyone, there isn't gonna be anyone. When there isn't gonna be anyone to watch it, why should I ever think from the point of view of my dress code? Am I right, friends? So with this question, I take your leave. Bye bye. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, because I have to start my another live streaming at about 1:30 in the morning, early morning. Okay, so I take your leave. Bye bye, friends. Bye.